And sometimes the lyrics end up being quite a puzzle, quite enigmatic. You look at them and think, I know they mean something, but what do they mean exactly? I quite like that. I don't necessarily like, because the meaning to one person might not be the meaning to another person. But if they have meaning, they'll mean something to most people. So it's the meaning behind them that's my little personal trip. But other people's, it might be something different. I did look at the idea of space, flying, traveling. One of the ideas I had for the album title was calling it Half-Life, because what I liked was the idea that in every radioactive element has a half-life, and it's halfway from turning into, it's halfway towards turning into something completely different when it's at its half-life stage. And I thought in some respects, my career, my life has been in a constant, has been a constant half-life, because I've always been on the cusp of turning into something else. I've never wanted to be, just the one thing. So I was going to do that, and I thought that's a bit introspective, so I can't really go there. And half-life sounds kind of like lame, and it's not really, if you have to explain it, it's not a really clear sort of message. But I thought about that, and I thought, well, half-life, science, space, try and glue, the two things together, the art and the science together, which is what Chemical Wedding was about to an extent. Blake and alchemy and occult science and religion and things. So this is a slightly more obvious way of doing things. I've seen Roy play guitar, and I've known he's been this good forever. So when people now go, God, what an amazing guitarist, it's like, where have your ears been? I mean, it's very nice, and I can't complain about it, but I'm just like, Jesus, this guy's been playing guitar like this for, where have your ears been? But of course, it hasn't been brought to people's attention. But if you listen to his guitar playing on the very first Tribe of Gypsies record, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And he's just this young kid, just, to see the stuff that he does in, 30 seconds, and just sit there and go, oh, yeah. And it's just like, it just flows out of him. Like, it's like turning on a tap. It's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. Never, ever, any guitarist, ever. So that's Roy. And rhythm guitar as well. His rhythm guitar is scary because he is so accurate. He's right on it. He'll go and double track himself, put like 10 tracks of guitar down, and you can't tell. He's so on it. He's so accurate with it, and it grooves. All of it grooves. That's the thing, is that this is not like some mechanical escapade with Roy. It's all got a great groove to it, And one of his, and behind it all is a really fantastic musical brain. I mean, obviously because he can play like that, but there's a lot of theory and quite deep thought goes into what he does in terms of the intervals, the tunings, the way it's put together. He's a very, very smart cookie. I wrote the songs with the guitars, phoned him up and said, you need to put some drums on these tracks. So he went and put drums on without hearing my vocals. I turn up in LA doing some Iron Maiden shows. I sang him the vocals over the drum tracks. And he went, oh, we need to change a couple of those drum tracks. And I went, who's this drummer? He said, oh, is this guy Dave Moreno? Is just a mate. Roy has these guys, and he says, oh, I know this guy, he's pretty good. And he cherry picks these incredible guys out of nowhere, out of thin air. You know, and they're all out there, and so he's really got his finger on some amazing musicians out there in Los Angeles. Anyway, Dave Moreno, I mean, I went over after I heard that all the drums finished. I said, can we go meet the guy? You know, I would love to go, and I mean, I would love to take this out and do some gigs with it. It'd be fantastic. I'm not going to get the chance probably for another year or so, but I don't think that would be any block on us doing it. Just simply the fact that you know, it's a year away, because we've got plenty of great music from Accident of Birth, through Chemical Wedding, through this album. This, of course, is the third album in a sense. So I think one of the reasons that I think it's such a great record is because it is the third album. It's the difficult third album. It's only taken, what, 10 years, but hey. Maestro Mysteria, yeah. Yeah, I've never met him. He's done keyboards and all our other stuff as well, actually.